Fight fans all over the world, it's Daddy P on the corner, in the corner boxing. What? Hey, it's going down. Shawn Porter, Danny Garcia. Hey, the weigh-in is in the books. Hey, all the press conferences done. The weigh-ins are over. These guys are ready to throw down in Brooklyn, New York at the Barclay Center. Listen, Danny Garcia weighed in at 146 3/4. Shawn Porter weighed in right at the limit of 147. Ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a fight for the 147-pound WBC championship belt. Listen, these guys look like they ready. Hey, look, I gotta say it like this though. Danny Garcia, man, at the weigh-in, he looked like he was about his business. Shawn Porter smiling and looking all happy and stuff. But I guess that's his element. That's him. That's Shawn Porter. But I'm gonna tell you this, Danny Garcia looked like that silent killer over there, man. I'm telling you. But hey, listen. Oh man, this is a hard prediction for me, because to me this is a pick'em fight. I don't care what nobody say. A lot of people are saying, you know, some people saying Shawn are leaning hard towards Danny Garcia, and a few people leaning towards Shawn Porter. But to me, this is a pick'em fight, man. I probably couldn't pick this fight in the first 3 rounds. I still be apprehensive about going back on what I say. Probably, I'm gonna tell you. To me, that's just how good this fight is. And I really don't believe we're gonna see a very one-sided fight. I just don't believe that. It still could be. It still could be, but I just don't believe it. Now, it can be a knockout, but I'm kind of leaning toward it not even being a knockout, you know? But I'm gonna tell you this right here. You cannot overlook either guy. Danny Garcia with that no-look hook. Hey, he does have some punching power. But Shawn Porter, you cannot look him over either. You cannot look over Shawn Porter, man. I don't care how you talk about how he roughhouse and all that. You cannot overlook Shawn Porter. If the referee don't disqualify him, hey, he match up well with any welterweight. That's, to me, that's my opinion. I'm not saying he can beat every welterweight. I'm saying he match up well with every welterweight. I believe he will give any welterweight hell in this division. But that's either guy. And that's why this fight is so intriguing. We have 2 top welterweights, top of the division guys, upper echelon. Hey, and I can't deny but say, they fighting for the green belt. They fighting for the WBC. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I'm real excited about this fight, man. And hey, but I said I was gonna give a prediction. I said it. And it's like I say, it's hard for me to do. So I'm gonna give a scenario like this here. Shawn Porter can, you know, hey, Shawn Porter, man, rough and rugged guy, man. If he gets in there and starts fast, you know, if he start fast, give Danny Garcia problems in the first 3 rounds, then I think he can win a decision. If Danny Garcia comes in and by the 3rd round, he masters his range and controls the distance, then I believe he wins the decision. I'm gonna be honest with you. The only way I can see a knockout is if Shawn Porter is in there mixing it up a little too long and get caught with a hook. That's the only way I can see a knockout, and I just don't see him doing that. Even though he does come in, some people think it's reckless, and sometimes he does come in reckless. You know, it ain't been that long ago when he was fighting Adrian Broner, man. That last round, he got a look. He took his discipline out of I guess because he thought he done won the fight, and his discipline came out. He came in, man. Hey, Adrian Broner dropped him. You know what I'm saying? I think that was a check hook he hit him with. I think that was a check hook he hit him with. But I'ma just tell you, man, if Shawn Porter let his guard down, and I don't think his dad is gonna allow him to do that. See, his dad got onto him terribly. He done won the fight. Hey, Shawn Porter won the fight against Adrian Broner. His dad looked like he was cussing him out in the corner. But that's just how his dad is. Him and his dad have that relationship, so I'm thinking that his dad is leaving no holes barred, and he's like, hey, look, this is for real. So I just don't see it happening. I think it's going to end up being either a split decision or a majority decision type of fight. And both these guys gave Keith Thurman a hell of a run for his money. And, both guys gave him a pretty close fight. And I think this fight is going to be something similar to those fights. Even though you had, guys in there that could have very easily scored a knockout, it just wasn't that type of fight. And I think that's what's going to happen here. That's just my opinion. So, man, it's real hard for me to go ahead and pick a guy. But since I said it, I got to do it, man. And this is what I'm going to say. I believe Danny Garcia is a very talented boxer. And, I've been kind of hard on him at times. But I've always respected his skill, as a skill, and not that he a fluke. I know he not a fluke. I know Danny Garcia is a hell of a boxer. I haven't been happy with some of the selections of fights that he's taken, but I respect him as a boxer, and I respect him as an elite welterweight. You know what I'm saying? So I have plenty of respect, win or lose in this fight. Either guy that win or lose to me is still upper echelon welterweight division. That's my take on it, But what I really believe is that Danny Garcia is going to come in and he is going to be ready, you know what I'm saying, for Shawn Porter. But I believe Shawn Porter is going to come in. I believe he's going to, I believe he is going to do some roughhousing, but I think he's going to do some boxing as well. The thing with Shawn Porter, he does well against guys that are around his height. When he gets in there with a little taller guy, sometimes he has trouble. If Danny Garcia does not wrap up when he's supposed to, see, Kell Brook had the recipe for Shawn Porter. And a lot of people didn't like how he was holding, but hey, when you got a guy like that's coming at you with a full head of steam that is very strong, Shawn Porter's a strong welterweight. Even though he's shorter, he is a very strong welterweight. He fought around middleweight limit, from what I understand, in the amateurs. You know what I'm saying? So the guy he's a little strong guy, man. So, but I believe Shawn Porter's going to come in there and he is going to be too strong for Danny Garcia. And by the time, see, Danny Garcia has this thing sometime, man, where I ain't gonna say he takes off in rounds, but his punch output a drop. You know what I'm saying, in certain rounds. I guess he taking off or whatever, or he get a little gunshot, whatever. And if you notice with Lamont Peterson, man, Lamont Peterson had him real frustrated. And it's the thing, he did not cut off the ring and make Lamont Peterson fight him. But I think something similar to that, but not just like that. I think Shawn Porter is going to force him to look for him in the ring. And when he does, I think Shawn Porter is going to be a little too strong for him. Now, I think in the early goings, I believe it's going to be a very, it's going to be like a chess match. That's my observation. I think it's going to be like a chess match earlier on. But going down the stretch, I just don't think that Danny Garcia is going to do what it takes to cut off the ring and make Shawn Porter fight him. And I believe he is going to get desperate. He's going to start to try to cut off the ring. And when he forced Shawn Porter to fight him, I think Shawn Porter going to be a little too strong. So I think I'm going to give it to Shawn Porter by split decision or a majority decision. And that's just my thoughts on it. Now, I know it's a million different ways this fight can go, but that's just my take on the fight. Like I say, I respect Danny Garcia, as I still feel like he's, you know, upper echelon welterweight. But that's just my take on the fight. I could be wrong. Hey, and my thing, when I'm wrong, I be wanting to be dead wrong. I hate being wrong and just was wrong off a little bit. I'd rather see Danny Garcia knock Shawn Porter out and I say that Shawn Porter was gonna win. You know what I'm saying? By majority decision. I'd rather see that than to see Danny Garcia win by split decision. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather be very wrong. You know what I'm saying? But either way, to me, the winner is the fans in this fight, because we have been waiting a long time to see we got all of this talent here, but they've been dancing around the competition. We finally get an opportunity to see two upper echelon welterweights, and they fighting for a belt. I can't help but say it. They fighting for the green belt, WBC. Man, look, I'm excited. Hey, and I'm gonna be ready. And you know, I will give you some update highlights. And you know what? I'm thinking about going live for the undercard, but I ain't gonna be live. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. When I'm live, I cannot enjoy the fight. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to tell people what's going on. Yeah, it really, when I'm doing these update highlights, I can't really enjoy the fight either. But I can't promise you that I'm gonna go live for the fight, man. I'm thinking about, I'll announce it earlier in the day if I'm gonna go live for the undercard, and just do a little build up to the fight, and then I'm gonna give you all update. And if, for those of you who don't know, this Daddy P on the corner, in the corner box. When I say update highlights, what I do, I give you a few highlights. It's a little bit of footage from the first few rounds. I give you a little bit of footage for the mid rounds, and if they go to late rounds, I give you what I end up doing is, after the fight is over, I give you like a brief fight analysis and some little snippets of what happened throughout the fight. You know what I'm saying? That's what I call update highlights. You know, and that's just for the people who might not, you know, this is a Showtime event, who might not have Showtime. You know what I'm saying? And you want to tune in, you see, hey, Daddy P, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon. You'll be notified every time it goes down. And I'm gonna tell you, if you go ahead and subscribe, and go ahead and, you know, hit the bell icon, you'll be notified when the update highlights come. The first few rounds, at least while the fight is still going on, you'll be able to see on my channel what went on through the first few rounds. And then, you know, the middle round. Now, if something spectacular happened, like a knockdown or a knockout, I'm gonna try to go ahead and get that to you as quick as possible. I'm gonna go ahead and take the little highlight. Now, this is the thing. People rag on me all the time, say, oh, that's not a... People misunderstand what highlights is, because people put stuff on YouTube and call it highlights. If you look at a Showtime or HBO, when they say highlights, the video only be about 50 seconds long, and they give you only a few snippets. That's what highlights are. It's the highlights of the fight, the big punches, you know what I'm saying, the knockdowns. That's what highlights are. Highlights are not usually 10 minutes long, where they showed you 2 minutes in the first round, 2 minutes in the second round. That's really not highlight. That's basically showing you the fight. Highlights are the big moments in the fight, when the fighter took a big punch, like a big hook or a big uppercut, or somebody got knocked down or knocked out. Those are highlight moments, and that's what I try to capture for the people who might not be able to follow the, you know, see the fight live. And I try to get it to you as soon as I can. So for the first few rounds, I give you some, you know, what happened, you know, the big punches, if it was some, you know, are the biggest ones that I was able to capture. I give it to you in a video, and then the mid rounds, I give you another video, and then when the fight over, like I say, I give you like a little snippets throughout the whole fight and give you a brief fight analysis. That's on the corner, in the corner boxing. That's what I do. People don't like it because people say, oh, this ain't even the fight. This ain't no highlight. Whatever you want to say, I'm just trying to do it for you guys. That's it. But anyway, this Daddy P on the corner, in the corner boxing. I'm very excited about this fight. I have Shawn Porter by split decision or majority decision. You know, I can't make up my mind about that, but I do believe Shawn Porter can walk away with this fight. Like I say, it can go a million different other ways. Danny Garcia could knock him out, or Danny Garcia could win by split decision or unanimous decision. But hey, either way, I feel like I have not lost anything because I'm a fan of the sport. I'm not a fanboy. I'm not a Shawn Porter fanboy. I'm not a Danny Garcia fanboy. You know, I just like to see good boxing. Really, any boxing. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a sucker for a fight. But this is big to me because this is upper echelon welterweight division, one of the hottest division in boxing right now today. And we are going to see the vacant WBC crown fought for on Saturday night, September the 8th at the Barclay Center in Brooklyn. It's going down 9 p.m. Listen, you know what I'm saying? That's Eastern Standard Time. Check your local listings to see what time it's going to be brought to your area. Eastern Standard Time is 9 p.m. on Showtime, and I can't wait. This is a good card too, man. You got Ugas go be fighting. Ugas was an IBF top contender, but he's fighting for the WBC Eliminator right here on this same card. You also got Charles Martin fighting Kalnaki. He fighting, you know, and hey, this just to me this is gonna be a good card. That's why I say I probably go live for a little bit of that undercard, man, because I think that's gonna be pretty exciting too, you know, to see what's gonna happen. But anyway, this Daddy P on the corner, in the corner boxing. Go ahead and slap that like button, man. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon so you can be notified when it's going down. It's Daddy P. Holla back.